what kind of effect this woman is having on the United States right now.
There are legitimate white supremacist sympathizers that sit at the heart and at the core of the Republican caucus in the House of Representatives. There's no consequences for racism, no consequences for misogyny, no consequences for insurrection, and no consequences means that they condone it. We are now away from acting out of fealty to their president that they had in the Oval Office. And now we are talking about fealty to white supremacist organizations as a political tool.
By the way, let's just be honest for a second. That woman is a tool of corporate power posing as a truth teller. Look at her campaign contributions. Who is supporting her campaigns? People who want to change the subject away from economics to identity politics. That whole pose is fraudulent in her case. But listen specifically to what she says and think about the effect on the people listening, the people standing in airports who hear her say that. Quote, fealty to white supremacist organizations as a political tool. What does that even mean? We're not even sure who she's talking about. Apparently the Republican Party and its Grand Kleagle Kevin McCarthy of California. That's not true, but it's worse than that. This is a fantasy. It's a very dark fantasy designed to terrify people and make them easier to command. Over time, probably not long now, it will have other more insidious effects. Talk like that from our leaders, from our elected officials, is going to turn some of our citizens very, very radical. You don't want to live in a country with very, very radical people. So to be clear, whatever you hear about Fox News being radical, we want to live in a country that looks like, I don't know, 2005, where your race is not the most important thing about you, where you have a chance to get ahead by playing by the rules. That's called moderate. That's called democracy. That's the republic that we want. And talk like this, which is everywhere all of a sudden, is the enemy of the country we once lived in.